Hey guys, what's up? It's Guffer here. Earlier today, right after the patch went out, there was a Q&A on this Korean uh, video hosting streaming platform. And this guy named Da Belt, he or she, excuse me, had a Q&A with SDF and shared a text file all in Korean, and I thought we could go through it. I did use Google Translate, so we have it right here, and we can look through it. So, like I said, I used Google Translate, so some things obviously didn't come out true. Like, there's a couple instances where muckle is used, and I have no idea what this is. I have some guesses, but it seems to be different every time. But some things I've gotten confirmation like this is actually what it is. All right, so let's get started. So this is that Q&A with SDF. The first thing written down is the season's intrusion is still the same. I assume that this means that continuous matchmaking is still the same, but you can't enter the same room again. And I'm assuming that means you can't enter the same dungeon again. So they got rid of the queuing into the same exact map that you are already in. So that's good. Next thing they say is arena named. Um, I think this also could be or a new game because they mentioned game development later. So they're going to be adding the new named arena, something about local name, and then new ability compatibility verification purpose data analysis. So this is just something for SDF to do or on the back end. SDF, I'll let you know in advance now. Okay. So I think they're just going to let us know when whatever these things happen. Next up, balance adjustment. There are some intention to change the meta, no intention to pursue perfect balance. So SDF is saying that the goal of the game isn't to have a perfect balance. The goal is to change up the meta whenever it gets stale. There aren't many big patches. There may be errors in the adjustment. It's difficult to try many things in the short period of time. The data isn't ready yet, so insufficient balance patch. The options attached to stats, such as will and strength, are all similar. While adjusting the balance, magic damage bonus became excessively high compared to physical damage bonus. This was unintentional. After internally testing, we found this out through that the magic damage bonus is high through the sorcerer. This is an attempt to unify the magic damage bonus and physical damage bonus graphs. You can think of it almost as a total loss of damage. Since the option effects from items are strong, I touched the attribute board while looking for the cause. But I think that the magic damage bonus graph is the cause, so I'm working on a patch. I don't know if that's this patch or if they're going to be touching that again later. Sounds like they may be. So it won't be perfect right now. There may be issues. It will be gradually adjusted in subsequent patches. Apparently they're currently planning a VTuber company and that there's a lot of interest. And then this part, these next three parts are what make me think the Mokul is something about a game because he says, I have a solid vision, but it's a difficult game to make. I am developing almost every morning. Is he talking about Dark and Darker? Or like I'm a little lost in translation. That's probably the best thing to say here. If he's talking about Dark and Darker, this makes total sense. I have a solid vision of the game. It's difficult to make his vision. He works on it every morning. Are you interested in developing a multiplayer game? This is probably. I can't imagine. Yeah, a roguelike lover. That's all he says. So maybe if they were to develop a new game, maybe this is a separate question from this, and this is part of this. All right. I want to be able to feel the fun of the game through various combinations such as farming, items, and skills. I am making Mokul for that direction. See, what the fuck is a Mokul? Excuse me, what the frick is a Mokul? and Mokel is part of future plans. In the case of large companies, developers do not communicate directly well. I think AME is immature in that regard. Are you willing to increase the utility slot separately? I think there are too many utilities at this moment. Excessive use of PFC. I have no idea what PFC is. It's probably an acronym for, the Korean word for it. Um Protection potions maybe? Yeah, I can't imagine what PFC is. Um, but insert something in the bag picture. So there's where is it? I'm not gonna pull it up. Oh yeah, I'll pull it up. But there's a little bag picture in your inventory, and it seems like they'd update that. Not now, but I'm thinking about it later. It's low on the priority list. There are many things to fix and develop. Example, why isn't there a quiver, various types of arrows, etc. Various good ideas, but careful judgment is needed. So they are still like talking about quiver and stuff. I'll pull this up whenever blacksmith starts up. Or dark and darker. Are you thinking about making a battle pass? Oh, excuse me. Do you plan on selling skins that aren't available? So I think that means skins from like past quests and stuff that they haven't put on, or possibly it means adding more quests in the future. Are you thinking about making a battle pass? I think it might be necessary. All right, let's show this inventory bag thing. I think that they're talking about this bag thing right here. Yeah. Let me mute this. Are you thinking about making a battle pass? I think it may be necessary. If it does come out, you can get it from old adventures, etc. So maybe that means you can keep the currency like Fortnite and it rolls over. So as long as you finish the battle pass, you have enough currency to buy the next battle pass. That'd be great. But there's no immediate plans for the battle pass. Wouldn't it help with profit if you had various emotes and skins? And he says this, and I respect this. This is honorable. I think content is more important than the content versus. Oh, all right, lost in translation. Content is more important than skins. That's what he's saying. Skin development. So he can't make it. In 2024, there are many shortcomings, such as the health of the developers, as we had many patches that were done once a week. You said you were thinking about making it 2 to 3 weeks. If it's urgent, it's 1 week. Please note, viewers. The development and testing time is too short, and due to the poor patch content. Excuse me. New patch release plan. Imagine the composition for underwater battles. Underwater battles. It's not just being made it for a different theme. Reasons for conducting many experiments, studying to improve the quality of the game. I don't want to make a theme that's the same, uh, but with a different skin. So he's saying fundamentally, the map is going to be different, and that sounds super cool. Example: water theme, wanting to make motion that fits swimming. Maybe like attacks are different when you're in the water. Something is not being done, lower priority or lack of personnel. Isn't it isn't it because you're planning a game that's too big that you lose your sense of direction? Rather than a perfect game, the goal is to create a game that's fun to play, even if it's imperfect. That's good to hear. So, crows. This is our equivalent of rats. In Korea, they call them crow. Do you have another adjustment plan? If there is dark swarm, the crow ratio is low. So, what they're saying is that with the storm, there's less rats. So crow, if the escape frequency is low, you have to escape and get out. You have to fight and get out. So the frequency is low. If there's only 3 portals, right? And there's a trios team, you have to fight that trios team to get that portal. That's essentially what he's saying here. Makes it harder the less inflow there is. I understand what hardcore users want, but then light users suffer. So the inflow. So the result, easy escape, disappeared magnetic field, I don't know what that means, etc. Currently, escape is eliminated, but if it becomes a problem, I plan to delete the bridge as well. I missed the bridge. I don't know what that means. What bridge is he talking about? Is he talking about the big bridge in ruins, or is he talking about those drawbridges that come down and you cross? I wonder. Unsure about this. What exactly he means. Oh, maybe whatever maybe bridge is like metaphoric, like the bridge between um the crows. I don't know. It sounds like he has a plan. I have two questions. First, I hear that the water system is being changed. Second, is it planned? Second, do you intend to patch it so classes do not overlap when randomly matching in arena or dungeon? Huge. They didn't answer this. Fuck me. Frock me, yeah. What's the role of the shoulder strap? It's made for flash mobs, I guess, for the religion. Items that can be customized by the guild when a guild is created. It wasn't made with great expectations, but as a new attempt. Light test for when a new bag is made or something. So what they might do is they might give you the option to put like a satchel in here, and that, or maybe that will be also the quiver. That's perfect for a quiver. Are you kidding me? Wait, that's their whole intention. Where's this? Yeah, that's a quiver right there. That's a quiver. 100%. This is going to be a quiver and a bag. That's what the stash is used for. That's actually pretty neat. Dark and Darker, concerned about inflow in the future. No advertising plans right now. It's not as big as a large company, but it's advertising and promoting overseas. Twitch drops are planned for next season. Guys, Twitch drops next season. Huge. I wonder if random matchmaking duplicate picks were intentional. It was intentional. Uh There weren't enough users yet to accommodate random match queues. In the end, duplicate picks will eventually be eliminated. So they're saying until we have enough people to match within a short period of time, like different classes, we're just going to keep matching with similar classes, the same classes. I wonder if glitching spots that makes it easy to catch monsters were intentional or if they will continue to be eliminated. They don't respond to this. I assume they'll be continued to be eliminated. This one's pretty interesting. What do you think about the situation where boss difficulty is inversely proportional to reward? Example, high difficulty Spectral Banshee versus Ghost King with poor reward with excuse me. High difficulty Spectral Banshee and then Ghost King with easy drops. Oh, all right, here I got this. I got this. Bam. High difficulty Spectral Banshee, very poor rewards. Easy Ghost King with drops named and keys. Next season, so that's the example here. So basically they're saying the Banshee sucks, GK is easy, why GK give better loot. Next season, overall item drop rate is expected to decrease. Then will the farming rate per floor increase a bit? Collected on one side. I don't know what that means at all. I don't know what this little part here is going to mean. Do you have any thoughts on the easing of the overload wizard perk? Perk that needs to be considered more. So maybe in Korea they think that overload is too strong for wizard. Wyvern Troll are bosses that you can only defeat one of when playing trio. Even if all trio teams know the pattern, do you have any intention of solving this? I don't know. I don't think this is a problem, is what SDF said. So I think that there's one of two things that this can mean. One, you can only kill one boss per raid. Or two, you have to solo. It's easier. Excuse me. It's easier to solo Wyvern and Troll than it is to kill as three. I think it's probably the second one that they're referring to here, but either way, he says he doesn't think it's a problem. So, whatever. Do you have any plans to implement a training ground system? He said, I don't plan on implementing it, and it's going to be replaced with the creation of the gathering hall. Excuse me. Next question. There are many people who take their clothes and pants, and run because the automatic inventory cleanup function and reduce movement speed. Do you have any plans to adjust the time for taking off? I'm aware of it. It's being pushed down in priority due to solving other issues. Willing to make a replay? Deathcam is the groundwork. The creator is a arena creator, a random map creator. There's a lot to do, but it's not enough. User checks for hacks. Then, okay, so I think this is a separate question. So they're still working on they don't want to do a replay system just yet. They're doing it just for arena, and then they'll try it on some other things. Um, Users are checking for hacks. So this is like, are we banning people? And then he said the processing speed is slow compared to other games. Thinking about the processing method through users. Dungeon crawler ... After this patch, you can see the suspension rate compared to reports. Before, the average like suspension per report was 3.3%. So for every 100 people getting reported by the average person, only 3% were actually getting banned for cheating. Even if they might have been cheating, maybe it wasn't detected, something like that, but only 3.3 were actually getting banned. Planning priority is high. Okay. Just like wyvern farming, the meta where you keep catching bosses and farming them endlessly is really boring. Don't you have any thoughts on this? There's a lack of content. So he's saying all you do is go down, kill a boss, fight other people, leave. Go down, kill a boss, fight other people, leave. Or, in that kind of order. And SDF responses there's a lack of content, so there needs to be more done. Do you have any thoughts on improving gold storage? Even if you sell expensive items, you can't get them because there's no space, and the problem of gold storage boxes being too expensive to buy at a regular auction house. So this is like you sell a gold key and you have no bags, you're screwed. And he says it's an ignorant way to prevent inflation. So he actually, and then he says, I have a romantic idea about the physical storage method. He likes having physical gold components. We're not going to have a little bar that says this is how much gold you have. It's always going to be gold coins that you put in bags. And he seems to be saying that improving gold storage isn't necessarily going to prevent inflation, is what he's saying. I don't know if he's an economy expert. Okay, so right now there's only arena as endgame content. What are your thoughts on other endgame content? It's a story for the distant future, so don't expect much. If the gold system comes out, I plan to some form of mode. Example, Guild Wars. I'm thinking that, not an immediate plan. Imagine the composition, feels like Rust, destroying houses. Oh shit. Oh, so you're like fighting in a village? Like it would basically be like chivalry. Holy cow, a chivalry dark and darker mode would kind of go crazy. Making a gathering hall is also a cornerstone for making a guild hall. I'm planning to create the space exclusively for guilds and decorate it, etc. A gathering hall, a place where unspecified number of players meet to play games, light, a little private, thinking of going in the direction of completely private. So gathering hall to your guild hall to your my home question mark plan. PVE side is a really difficult boss. You have a certain level to do it. I think that this was in reference because I translated this a couple times and it said something like uh to a new PVE side is a really difficult boss. So it sounded like they were adding a new boss that was extremely difficult and you have to be a certain level to do it. I don't know what that means. If that's the manta ray, maybe um, that we've seen in some of the data leaks, the data mining leaks. But yeah, achievement system has been added. Is there anything else you would like to add? I think we would like to make titles like arena, achievement, etc. So if we check in here, you can see right here my title. I think that they'll probably add something here that says like a title, like achieved, killed 1,000 giants, that kind of thing. Okay. So please ask if there's any plans to merge the Seoul and Tokyo servers. The game pool is getting smaller. There's no plans to merge the servers. Excuse me. We will make them automatically assigned based on ping. It will probably improve during the next season at the earliest. Are you planning any damage or improvements for the deletion of the room can? I don't know what this means. We plan to make precise adjustments after observing the situation after adjustments. Okay. I still don't know what this means. Since the number of perks has been standardizing after Molk, and the reason I think Molk is multi-classing because that's when this happened. Maybe this is Wipe, could be Wipe because there was maybe this is like Wipe 3 or something like that, and I just don't know Korean. But during multi-classing, the number of perks were standardized for all characters except for new characters. So sounds like that's the kind of thing that they're doing. We will not add them, or we will not. Maybe they meant we will add them or we will not. That's kind of probably what it's saying. Next, we are planning Monk, but we will adjust the perks of existing characters during development. So it sounds like it's gonna be focus, current classes, then focus Monk. Wasn't the sorcerer perk slash skills spells more complete with this patch? And then maybe this is in reference to that. Maybe it's this patch about sorcerer. Maybe Mulkey is sorcerer. That would kind of make sense up here. Maybe this is referencing sorcerer, new spells, or something like that. Anyways, excuse me. It's on the high side, but there may be some parts that need to be adjusted. So they're saying Sorcerer got a lot of perks and spells, but some might need to be adjusted. Will Monk be released next season? And the SDF said no. It's difficult to release next season due to production period. We don't know what character will be released after Monk, but I'm pretty sure they also said something like Paladin? Question mark. Maybe. When will Blacksmith and Steam platforms transfer be made again? And then this is interesting. Blacksmith Steam platform transfers are not possible. That's interesting. They didn't say anything about that. Right now, also, Epic Games can't be updated. They say we can't control it right now. Epic Games users are moving to Blacksmith rather than Steam. And then this was the last message that the host Dayan left in the chat. So yeah, that's it. I'll put a link to their stream. I want to pay respect to them, since they were the one that had the Q&A. But I thought this was super interesting, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.